do you know how to fly a plane? Like, I'm guessing the answer is just the obvious, yeah, I do. Well, I mean, if you play games like PTFS, no, you don't actually know how to fly a plane. PTFS is absolutely terrible for flying planes. If you play like MSFS though, you might actually know how to fly a plane. But anyway, you know, I came into a flight simulator thinking I knew how to fly a plane very, very perfectly when I play PTFS and Roblox for a living. This video today is to, you know, help people who like actually want to become a pilot and how to actually fly a plane. So this is actually the 1,500 subscriber special. So thank you for 1,500 subs. It means the world to me. And well, I guess without further ado, let's hop straight into this video. Wow.
77. That's it, watch the steps. And make your chair a little bit higher. Let's go there, I think. So you're going to be captain, you're going to take the left-hand chair. Watch your head, take a seat, and I'll come and lock the chair in place for you.
Nice.
Chair's going to go in the middle, then I'm going to go forward. How does that feel there?
Yeah, that feels good.
That good? Okay then. So, what do you do already? Do you do any flight simming already?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I've got how to start up the 737 written down.
Oh,
because I forgot how to.
That's okay. You mean from a cold and dark, do you mean? Or
cold and dark, yeah.
Do you want to do cold and dark? Or?
I mean, actually, I didn't even realise it was fully on, so I mean, we can just go from here.
Well, at the minute one start with the APU running.
Yeah.
But we can happily shut it down and do a cold and dark if you want to.
I don't really want to do a cold and dark, to be honest, so we'll just go straight to it.
So on stand with the APU running.
Yeah.
So we've got to start the engines and taxi.
Oh, we've got to start the engines, alright.
Oh yeah, we've still got to start the engines, yeah. Normally I'd offer you the captain's hat, but I'll probably not.
Yeah, because I've got the GoPro on.
I'll put the hat down there. So you normally fly this? Is that what you're saying? You normally fly the 737?
Yeah. I can fly planes, yeah.
So you know this fairly well then?
Yeah.
Right. Do you want any kind of brief off me? Controls?
No.
No?
I can.
So you're happy doing rudders and brakes?
Oh
and
yeah, rudders.
Elevator trim?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
Happy doing trim as well?
Yeah, I probably won't be using autopilot because
happy flying by manual?
Yeah, I'm just gonna like fly randomly, you know.
Right, okay.
I might use autopilot a little bit, but like.
Well, we'll let the auto throttle do the power for us initially.
Alright.
Okay, and we'll just say we get on using the sticks and the rudders and the trim and that kind of thing, because this is going to be a bit different than what you're probably used to.
Yeah.
This is obviously fully functional.
Yeah.
Everything works like the real aircraft. The software we use is FAA certified and approved for pilot training.
Nice.
We train the pilots in here all the time.
Yeah.
So, but we've got 12 simulators in here now.
Yeah.
Concords and Airbuses and private jets and helicopters. But this is probably the hardest one to fly by hand. So it's a big heavy aeroplane, think ahead of it, anticipate it. So what's going to be with takeoff speed today? Or do you want to do any programming on the FMCs, or just want to get going?
Just go for it, yeah.
Just go for it. Okay, so what speed are you going to use for takeoff?
I don't know, I think I might just go like full thrust, to be honest.
So you never go full thrust?
Oh, do we not? Alright, yeah, I know. So, I did say we may as well go full thrust. I have absolutely no clue why I actually said that, because I am aware that you should never go full thrust, but I said it anyway, because I did not know what I wanted as my takeoff speed, so, yeah. That was really embarrassing. I don't know why the flabber.
Oh no. So, but takeoff speed, what takeoff speed would you use?
150 knots.
150? Okay.
Yeah.
That will get you in the air.
Yeah.
And what's going to be your climb speed, and what you're going to pitch the nose up to? You're going to pitch
I don't
up
know that, to be honest.
Okay.
Like the vertical speed, I'm not that.
What do you normally do when you're at home?
I just fly. To be honest.
Or you just take off and hope for the best?
I don't like do full flights and that.
No. Is it more tail off and landing you want to do today then?
Yeah, I just mess around.
Oh my god.
I think, yeah.
And do you want to go anywhere? Do you want to go like down to Teesside and do a touch and go and come back? Or the Lake District? Or up to Edinburgh? Touch and go at Edinburgh, then up to Glasgow?
Yeah,
or do you just want to stay in Newcastle area and just taking off and landing? Touch and go, take off and landing?
I might actually do that, yeah.
Taking off and landing? Touch and goes?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So I'll be your co-pilot, so I'll do your gear and your flaps for you. And obviously we'll let the auto throttle do the throttles, because it's crucial if we're going to do manual throttles. We've got to get them right. You can't have even that much asymmetric thrust, because it pushes the aircraft over. And when you start doing the thrust, you've got to watch the airspeed indicator like a hawk, because it's like a real aeroplane. If you have too much power in a game, what do you normally fly? Which kind of game do you play?
I mean, not really realistic flight simulators.
Right.
Okay.
So it is like a game of flight. It's not like a real plane at all, unfortunately. It can give you bad habits. We do a future pilot course in here, and we've got to de-train a lot of people that come through the door to fly an aircraft properly. So if you were too fast, you'll rip the flaps off and the aircraft would roll upside down.
Do you actually have like realistic crash physics and all that in here? Oh, nice.
Yeah, stall and crash, the whole lot. Yep, there's the whole lot, but hopefully we haven't got to do that. I'm sure you'll be. The main thing is, just keep a good look out the window.
Alright.
Don't get too distracted by the instruments, looking outside the window all the time. I would recommend your takeoff speed is about 130 knots.
Alright.
And I'll call rotate. When I say rotate, that'll be 130. Start to gently pull the control column back, so you don't want to bang the tail in, but you don't want to stall the aircraft neither. So it's just a nice gentle rotation, and you pitch the nose up to 10 degrees nose high. Not 11, not 9, 10 degrees nose high. Otherwise we could stall the airplane. So 10 degrees nose high, keep the wings nice and level. I'll get the gear up, in the flaps up, and I recommend we go to about 12,000 feet. We'll level off at 12,000 feet. Let me turn the radio off. We'll level off at 12,000 feet, and then we'll just practice some normal turns, left and right, because it's going to be a bit different than what you're used to. It's a big, heavy aeroplane. Level flight, what's normally level flight? Whereabouts on the artificial horizon is level flight?
Like 20 maybe? Or like maybe below that? Like 20 degrees, like...
For level flight?
Oh, level flight?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't really know what you mean. Just like...
Just level, not climbing, not descending?
Oh, like...
Just
0.
Level? Yeah.
Alright.
But where would you put the nose normally for that? Because obviously the aircraft in flight is not actually on the 0 line for level flight.
Oh, is it not?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
So
For level flight, this white square, which is the nose of the aircraft, we need that white square sitting on top of the next line. That's your 2.5 degree nose up line. So the aircraft in real life flies along very slightly nose high. That nose high angle increases the angle of attack of the wing, which is where the aircraft's designed, so it generates a little bit extra lift off the wing to help keep the aircraft up there. So it's never on the main centre line.
Okay.
Where the white square is now, just below the horizon line, is where you put it for a descent.
Oh, okay,
So obviously it's a 90-ton aeroplane. We've got to be so careful descending. Very heavy. Even with the throttles at idle, if you let that square drop any lower, say if you went down to 10 degrees nose down, the aircraft will continue to accelerate due to the weight of itself, and eventually you'll pull the wings off.
Alright.
So we've got to be very careful descending. It's going to be a lot different to probably what you're used to. Okay, just bear that in mind. Just take your time with the instruments. So I'm going to turn the test switch off. We'll do a few tests down here. Fire tests, master caution, bell check. Fire, master caution. Extinguishers left and on the right. Cargo fire test. And cancel throttle test. At your takeoff config error. Set to idle. Set the trims a little bit for takeoff. That's your trims, don't forget to use them, of course. Spoilers, flaps are up. System test.
Light slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Obstacle. Obstacle. Pull up. Airspeed low.
System test is complete. Pictures are all okay. Right, recall check. There's no errors on there. The autopilot's off. You said you don't want to do it, and that's fine. We'll just do manual flying. But I will set it to 12,000 feet. That's what height we're going to climb to.
That's fine.
Lights are on. Landing lights are all on for the minute. The APU is running. Can you turn on no smoking and seatbelts? Wiper blades are off. Start switches are on. Left igniters. Neutral here. The lights are all off. hydraulics are on, anti-ice is off, probe heats are on, window heats on, overheat test is good. We'll come over this side now, we'll put the APU bleed on, we'll turn the packs off, checked and off. We need 35 psi, which we now have. Trim airs on, airspeed test, and stick shaker. No issues on there, everything else is okay.
Yep.
Cancel the master caution. Okay, we're ready for engine start.
Yep.
Do you know how to start the engines, did you say? Or do you want me to go through it with you?
Is it like those? Like, put fuel into it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, alright. Do you want me to do that?
Well, not yet. We've got to start
yeah.
the engine first.
Oh,
So, I'll tell you what, I'll start one engine.
Yeah.
I'll show you what I do.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can start the other engine.
Yeah.
So I'll start the left-hand one first. So I'm going to move the switch up and then left to the ground position.
Yeah.
Waiting for the lights to go out. Pressure's dropped. Start valve's open. And the N2's increasing. So I'm watching the N2. So you'll be watching this on this side though. When it gets to 25%,
Yeah.
the fuel valve lever, I've got to pull it out first.
Yeah.
And then I slowly bring it up. So
Yeah.
it clicks in place. So there's 25, there's no rush. Out. Slowly up and in.
Yeah.
And then we're going to check the EGT, the exhaust gas temperature gauge. And up goes the temperature of the engine. 250 degrees, 300 degrees, 350 degrees, 400 degrees. But the main thing is that the needle here doesn't rush up towards that red marker.
Yeah.
That would be a fire, a hot start. So we're
Alright.
checking for a hot start, a wet start, and a hung start.
Yeah.
The button's tripped out, the light's gone out. Now we check the engine temperatures and pressures and vibrations, make sure they're all okay.
Yeah.
And they are indeed, no issues on that engine there. So I'm going to spin up engine number 2 for you. And the N2's increasing, so when that gets to, give me what number it was?
Was it like
When it gets to 25,
put some fuel in?
gently bring that out,
Yeah.
gently bring it up, because you don't want to flood the combustion chambers with too much fuel and have a fire. Remember to pull it, that's it. And then it goes. And now we're going to watch the temperature on the right hand side.
Yeah.
So if you hit the Eng button to get rid of that lower display, that's it. And up high you can now turn on generator 1, generator 2. And we don't need the auxiliary power unit anymore.
Yeah.
So you can turn the APU off. Brilliant. And I'll take your bleed off. I'll put your packs on. Make sure it all stabilizes. And it has. There's no error lights on anywhere. Now when we do a recall check and let go, there should be no lights on here. There's none at all.
Yep.
Auto brake, turn down 1 notch to RTO. You know what RTO stands for?
No.
Very important, that one. Rejected takeoff mode.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if anything goes wrong as we go thundering down the runway, in that mode, all the brakes come on and we stop
you
safe
reject
and
takeoff,
sound
yeah.
and we reject takeoff. Exactly that, yeah.
Yep.
Hydraulic brake pressures are good. Gear lever down. 3 greens, check once and check twice. Still all good.
Yep.
I'm going to set the flaps now for you.
Yep.
5 degrees we use for takeoff.
Yep.
So what we're looking for here is that the leading edge little light comes on and the 2 needles here stay together and go at number 5.
Yeah.
That's left and right flap indicator. And we're going to double check up high that they're all green as well on the backup one and the yaw. If them needles were to split,
Yeah.
you've got an asymmetric flap issue. One side's come down, one side hasn't. If you didn't recognize that and you took off, as soon as the aircraft gets airborne, it's just going to start to roll upside down.
Yeah.
And you may not have enough aileron roll authority to correct that. It might
Yeah.
just go over. So it's crucial, because you'll see coming into land, because no autopilot, you'll see when we deploy the flaps for landing how much lift they generate. They're going to try and kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Because the nose goes so high, don't let it.
Yeah.
Got to keep the aircraft level when we start bringing the flaps out
Yeah.
for the landing.
Alright.
Okay, and we'll knock the brakes off. I'll taxi out for you. I'll get you lined up on the runway.
Alright, so there's no actual pushback truck, right?
There is, but you'll have to wait about 10 minutes for them to
Oh,
come
no.
along and the nose wheel
Yeah.
and push you back. But yeah, no, you can get all the pushback and all that. Like real life, it just takes forever to come.
Yeah.
I'll fly fly fighter jets in real life, and once the fuel bowser, I wasn't there to put the wrong fuel in the aircraft, and it grounded the aircraft for 6 months.
Damn.
Any particular runway you want to take off on, or do you know Newcastle? Or
I mean, just whatever really. Not that bothered.
do you want to do a bit of taxiing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So we're just going to use the rudder pedals. So I'll get you lined up on the main taxi line here. So being in a full size, so Microsoft, the eye line's all wrong.
Yeah.
When you're lined up on the runway, it has like the centre line of the runway down the middle of your monitor, middle of your window.
Yeah.
That's all wrong. It is the centre line of the runway or the taxiway down the middle of the aircraft.
Yeah, like here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course you're not sitting in the middle, you're sitting 2.5 feet off to one side. So you've got to allow for that parallax effect.
Yeah.
Okay, but just gently put your tippy toes at the bottom of the rudder pedals.
Yeah.
If you push the left one, aircraft goes left. Push the right one, the aircraft goes to the right.
Yeah.
Just follow the yellow line all the way to the end of the runway. You bring the brakes on because you might struggle
got it.
to reach there.
Oh, here we go.
I'll put the parking brake on as well. So I'll just give you a little recap reminder on the takeoff procedure. So you will have 2 hands on the control column.
Yeah.
We're looking down the runway because we're now thinking as aviators, what's going to get with today? What's the gotcha?
Yeah.
Is it going to be the deer running out of the hedges and the trees on the left? That's what happens in real life here in Newcastle.
Yeah.
On the runway, is it a rabbit? Is it somebody running across the runway? Is it a vehicle? Is it birds? Is it a drone? We're looking ahead.
Yeah.
If we get an engine failure, we've already worked out what we're going to do, where we're going to go. So all these things go through our mind. It looks good though. I don't see any errors on the aircraft. We'll just double check though.
Yep.
Nope, we're all good.
Good.
The flaps are set, the trims are set, the gears down, the auto brakes are set. We're all good to go. So for the takeoff, I'll apply the right amount of power for you, which is 92% power.
Yeah.
We never go 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, brakes are coming off. The rudders are all down to you. You keep us straight down the runway. When I say rotate, gently pull back to 10 degrees nose high, keeping the wings level, following the pink line.
Should I keep this down?
Yep, sticks forward to keep the nose down. Not that much, just a little bit.
Yeah.
So a little bit of right rudder there. 40% power. Engines are stabilised. Power coming on. Power set. Off you go.
80 knots.
Once you get airborne, neutralise the rudders. V1, rotate. Positive climb, gear up. Okay, 108 knots, I'm going to go to flaps 1.
Yeah.
And the gear lights are off, so I'm going to go gear off. Auto brakes off. 200 knots, we're going to go flaps up.
Yeah.
Flaps up, and I'll turn the auto throttle on now. 250 knots, max airspeed we can do below 10,000 feet. Auto throttle's engaged.
Alright.
Fantastic takeoff. Excellent. Very good. I'll do a little bit of right stick just to keep on the pink line.
Yeah.
So watching all of these instruments, aircraft all nose up at 10 degrees, nice and level, on the pink line. You will get a little bit of wind trying to blow you off on this kind of thing, so we've just got to counteract that a little bit.
Yep.
And just dropped a little bit, so nose a little bit higher. Don't forget you've got the trim should you need to.
Yeah.
So you've got to keep watching the altimeter. There's
Yeah, we're almost at
10,000
12.
feet, so if you want to, you can turn off the seatbelt sign if you want to, Captain. Tell it to
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
And you can turn all of these lights off here now if you want to as well.
Alright, do you want to grab controls for a second?
Yeah, sure can.
Oh.
Yeah, you've got control. So that noise you heard means you've got 1,000 feet to go. So
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna-
Oh.
There's 12,000. Yep, there you go. So just
So
gently
it's,
push the nose down. And then you want your white square resting on the white line, just about there.
Oh, there.
We're above the cloud, that's the main thing.
Huh?
We just drift off, we're heading a little bit, so a little bit to the right. Back onto the heading. Professional pilots now.
Yeah.
In real life, pilots have certain tolerances. So if they have to maintain a heading of 245 degrees, it's 245. There's zero tolerance on the heading.
Yeah.
Because 1 degree off track will put you 60 miles off course in no time at all, the speed that we normally fly at.
Also, you know the list in the middle of the yoke?
Checklist.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do people even use that?
Generally no. This is our official checklist are up here.
Yeah.
And I've got the Jet 2 one. You have to be doing some Jet 2 pilots this afternoon.
Yeah.
So that's our checklist that you use. But that's a bit of paper. If
Yeah.
that blows out the window or something like that, or it gets destroyed
Oh,
or whatever happens,
yeah.
if you follow that one in there, you're going to get the plane down.
Okay, so that's like a backup one,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
emergency backup. Your mind goes blank, you lose your checklist or whatever it is, follow that in there, and it's going to just say, put the wheels down, put the flaps down, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
You'll get the aircraft down. Okay, so we want to make sure the aircraft's in trim before we do any turns. So
Alright.
by trim, we mean there's no aerodynamic pressure, no down and load on the
Yeah.
aircraft. So we want to be able to let go of the control column
Yeah.
and the aircraft just sits there.
Yeah.
If it does not stay there, the aircraft's out of balance, it's out of trim. And
Yeah.
That's dangerous. So only you know if you've got any pressure on the yoke. Is the aircraft in trim, or do you need to put it in trim?
Yeah.
You need to put it in trim?
I think.
Do you know what trim is?
Not really, no. I mean,
Just you said
kind
you
of.
did before. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So these big wheels down here, they're the trim wheels. I'm sure
Yeah.
you've seen them move.
Yeah.
When they move the little tail plane, the horizontal stabilizer at the back,
Yeah.
up or down a little bit, which tilts the nose up or down a little bit. And that helps the aircraft nose stay up.
Yeah.
So we want the nose level. So I think you're pulling back to keep the nose up.
Yeah,
Okay, so we're going to trim the nose up.
yeah.
I'm going to trim the nose up for you. As the nose comes up, you can release a bit of the pressure.
Yeah.
And it'll make life a lot easier. Because you can't fly to Malaga holding the nose up all the way. So
Yeah.
after half an hour, your arms are going to fall off. So here we're going to start trimming the nose now. Just do a little bit at a time. Make sure you release the pressure or you'll start
Oh, yeah.
climbing. So keep releasing a bit more. And at some point, you'll get the aircraft in what's called equilibrium. All the forces on the aircraft will equalise out, and you'll be let go of the control column.
Yeah.
Okay, let's let go of that now. Let's see what happens. A little bit of trim.
Yeah.
It's a fine art, fine tuning all the time. That's basically it. Now if we let go, aircraft stays in
Yeah.
trim. That's going to make life a lot easier now,
Yeah.
especially when you do your turns.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're going to practice some turns now because it's quite hard to do it, or I think it is anyway. Do you want to do a left-hand turn or a right-hand turn?
Where's T-side where?
Two sides over your left shoulder.
Alright, we'll go left.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do, make life easy.
Yeah.
I'll give you the heading, so I'll move the
Oh,
pink
yeah.
line. So, do you want to do a touch and go there?
Yeah, sure.
EGNV is the code for T-side, so we'll get that in. That'll be 05. So I'm going to move the pink line.
Yeah.
So you want to start a left-hand turn, you want to put your white line on the pink line. I recommend no more than 20 degrees angle of bank.
Alright.
And of course, as you dip that left wing, you've got to be careful the nose doesn't go up or down.
Oh, there we go.
And then we've got up to 15,000, so we'll start descending back down to 12.
Alright.
So we're just gently pushing forward, put the white square just below the horizon line. That's all you can do for a descent. That should then give you On the right hand side, because I think you mentioned before the BSI,
Yeah.
that's your vertical speed indicator.
Oh yeah.
We're looking for about 1,500 feet a minute descent rate. No more. Finger the passengers all the time.
Alright, that's 2,000.
2,500, yeah, so you've got to bring the nose up a little bit more. That's it.
Yeah.
We're drifting off with pink line as well, so
Oh.
we've got to come right back onto the heading. So this
Oh.
is where you need a good scan. See, if you were doing the throttle as well, you'd have to keep an eye on the speed. What you haven't noticed is probably that the throttles came back to idle on their own there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Otherwise you'd have to do it.
Yeah.
So we've got to keep on the pink line,
Yeah.
about 1,500 feet a minute descent rate. And once you're on the pink line, keep the wings nice and level. And really, when we're this kind of altitude, this is our danger zone, 10,000 feet or below, because everybody flies below 10,000 feet.
Yeah.
Light aircraft, helicopters, gliders, drone pilots, microlights. But they haven't got TCAS and transponders
Yeah.
and whatever else. The only way we're going to see them is the Mark 1 eyeball. So once you get to 10,000 feet, one, we need seatbelt signs back on, just in case we're going to have a collision. And two, we need to keep a good look out the window. 99% of the time of the flight, you should be looking out the window. 1 or 2% of the time glancing at the instruments.
Yeah.
We're going to come right now when we're heading at 130 degrees. Altitude rise, so we're going to level off at 12,000. You've gone down to 10. Don't worry about it though.
Alright.
Keep descending down to 6,000 feet.
Alright. And level off at 6,000.
And level off at 6,000. So bringing the aircraft round onto the heading. I'm going to slow the aeroplane down a little bit. Watch your descent rate, but don't descend too quickly. Here comes the cloud. It's that white dashed line going off the left.
Yeah.
That's the centre line of an extension of the runway centre line.
Yeah.
So where the triangle, we're going to fly along, then we're going to do a left-hand turn, and we're going to get the triangle flying right down the middle of the
Yeah.
centre line of the runway. Do you
Yeah.
know about the Pappy lights?
Yeah. I kind of know it, but I might need a brief explanation.
So there's 4 lights on the side of the runway.
Yeah.
They're the Pappy lights. If they're all white, you're too high on the approach.
Yeah.
If they're all red, you're dead. You're too low.
Yeah.
Red, you're dead. 2 red, 2 right, you're spot on. That's your 3-degree descent.
Yeah.
Never get too low or you're going to struggle to see the runway. And once you're on final approach, I recommend forgetting all this rubbish, looking out the window. Aim
Yeah.
for the end of the runway. Never lose sight of the end of the runway.
Yeah.
Aiming for the end of the runway. Okay, speed's decaying now, slowing the aircraft down. As the aircraft slows down though, you're going to lose lift off the wing. That's
Yeah.
going to make the nose heavy. And you're going to end up pulling back, and pulling back, and pulling back. So I'll start to trim your nose up for you now a little bit. Take a bit of that weight off.
Alright. Oh yeah, there we go.
Your new heading now. So we've got such a big turn to do. We'll come left, due east, heading of 090. We're going a little bit below assigned altitude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So don't worry about it, we'll go down to 5 anyway, so we'll level off at 5,000 feet. But we definitely don't want to go below 5,000 until we're on final approach. Otherwise we're going to be low and we're going to struggle to see the runway. There's Darlington.
I can see the runway now. A little bit.
Okay, and just your pink line again, keep the left turn going.
Yeah.
You want a bit more bank angle. You do our turns at 20 degrees angle of bank. You don't bank
Oh,
enough,
yeah.
you're going to push the aircraft out and you're going to shoot right past the centre line of the runway.
Yeah.
Then you've got to kind of zigzag back in to get lined up. We don't want to do that because that's dangerous.
I'm gonna level off
Good
here.
approach leads to a good landing.
Yeah.
We'll do this one daytime and I might change the time of day for you. So you're aiming for the white dash line.
Yeah,
remember?
still on.
Go a little bit below the 5,000 feet. Keep your nose a little bit higher. That's it, on the pink line, nose a bit higher so you don't go any lower. Okay, I'm going to bring the flaps down to 5 degrees now.
Alright.
Like I said before about the flaps, they're going to try and kill you by making the nose pitch up and stall the aeroplane.
Yeah.
Don't let it just maintain 5,000 feet for the minute. Flaps 5 degrees. So the flaps are slowly travelling out there now. There's 5,000, so we'll level off there. Now we can do a right hand turn to get lined up with the runway. Speed check good, gear coming down, and flaps 15 degrees. And we'll select 145 knots for the approach speed. This is going to be a touch and go.
Yeah.
We're going to come down, touch the runway, and we're going to take off again. Remember, it's 10 degrees nose high when you're climbing out. So it's the white line is the one to follow now that you're on final approach. So you can see your triangles to the left of the white line. So you want to go a little bit to the right. Check good. We'll go full flap. Flap 40. I'm here if you need us. Just ask for me help if you want any help. Okay?
Alright. Yeah.
I'll do all the throttles and flaps for you though.
Yeah.
But it's not bad.
Oh yeah.
I'll put your landing lights on for you.
Oh.
A little higher.
300.
A little higher. It was a bit higher there. All you want to see is the end of the runway, just above your coaming.
200. 100. 50.
There the aircraft.
40.
Bring your nose up, bring your nose up.
10.
Beautiful touch.
Yeah.
Bit of a bounce. Keep pulling back a bit. Keep the nose up.
Oh.
There you are. Okay, sticks forward to keep the nose down. Power's coming on. Little bit of right rudder. Power set.
Oh.
Sticks forward. Keep the nose down. Don't stall the aeroplane.
20.
A little bit of right rudder there. And rotate.
10.
10
20,
degrees nose high.
30, 40, 50, 100, 200,
Oh.
300, 400, 500.
Positive climb, go. And we'll go flaps 5. And we'll do a right hand turn onto a heading of 070 degrees. Gear off.
2500.
Flaps up. Altitude, you can now climb to 3,000 feet and level off at 3,000 feet. So get your nose up to 10 degrees nose high. Wings nice and level there now because you're on the right heading. Right, throttle back a little bit. I want to go and change the time of day. We're going to do an evening approach, okay? Just keep it exactly where it is, nothing to do, alright?
Alright.
A little bit of solo time while I go to the computers at the back.
Alright.
If you don't like it in the evening, let me know, but I'm sure you'll find it a bit easier.
Alright. Yeah, it's definitely turning dark.
Right then, so for the evening arrival, we're going to dim the lights a bit.
Oh, nice.
There it is there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the runway there.
I see that now.
So there's a bunch of red lights at the far end of the runway. Aim
Yeah.
for them. Don't lose sight of them.
Got it.
Flaps 40. You've got the rudders.
Yep.
Don't forget to flare the aircraft, aiming for the end of the runway. 2 white, 2 red, and the poppies, but they've just changed to 3 red, so we get a bit low. So you want your nose a bit higher.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
500,
I'll be off. Yeah, we're off.
500.
Yeah.
Slightly, yeah, that's it. Correct now. That's good.
400, 400, 300. 200. 200. 100.
Are we off there or are we good?
Be a little bit more to the right.
100.
Goes a bit higher. One man on the
50.
grass. That's
40.
it.
30. 30.
Hold it up, keep your nose up, keep your nose up. Always looking out the window. Touch down, a little bit of a bounce again, keep your nose up.
Oh.
And a little bit of left rudder. $100 knots.
80 knots.
80 knots check. I'll bring the flaps up. Auto brakes are coming off. I'll start the APU. Okay, you can relax there now. I'll taxi back in for you.
Alright.
Have a bit of a breather. Spoilers are coming in. Excellent. Very good.
Nice.